Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Excellency John Kerry, U.S. Secretary of State, Under Secretary Ms. Tara Sonnenschein and Ms. Martha Kanter, Ms. Nirupama Rao, India's Ambassador to the United States, Ms. Nancy Powell, U.S. Ambassador to India, Mr. Sam Pitroda, Advisor to the Prime Minister on Public Information Infrastructure and Innovations, Mr. Ashok Thakur, Secretary Higher Education, distinguished guests and participants, our friends from the press and media. I am pleased to welcome you and to thank you all for being here today for the third consecutive education dialogue between India and the United States of America. Earlier today, I had a brief but a very fruitful interaction with Secretary Kerry, and I'm happy to say that not only do we share our thoughts on cooperation in higher education and skill building, but also share a common association with Boston, Massachusetts, where I had worked as a young graduate. Like most of the distinguished academics present here, I too have had the opportunity to study and work in the United States. And I do believe that between the combination of the defining work ethic of America and the Indian concept of dharma, which signifies being true to one's responsibilities, there is immense scope for a meaningful collaboration between our two nations to realize our true potential for knowledge creation and innovation. I would like to recite the words of the great statesman Benjamin Franklin, who said, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." President Obama and our Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, have rightly described the relationship between India and the United States as the defining partnership of the 21st century. Education and knowledge is a key pillar of the India-US strategic partnership. The partnership offers a huge opportunity to use and share the experience and best practices in the development of institutions of higher learning and research, as also building the capacity of global skill sets to our mutual advantage. Swami Vivekananda, whose 150th birth anniversary is being celebrated in India this year, had participated in the Parliament of World Religions organized at Chicago way back in 1893, had given the world his message of tolerance and universal acceptance. The message is even more relevant to us in these turbulent times and a fast-changing world. Our two democracies, the oldest democracy and the largest democracy, with our inherent value systems, can certainly play a stabilizing role for a better world. Post-independence, our first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, realized that in order to keep pace with the ever-changing world of science and technology, it was necessary to collaborate closely with the outside world. The Kanpur Indo-American program between 1962 to 1972 at IIT Kanpur was a stride in this direction. Today, the IIT Kanpur stands as a landmark institution representing the collaboration between the United States and India. In fact, Indian Americans, who are products of far different institutions, have immensely contributed to the national development of both our countries and have provided a strong culture of innovation. In recent years, both our countries have built up a considerable portfolio of collaborative endeavors in diverse areas such as research and development, exchange of students and faculty, institutional linkages, and skill development. The pace of cooperation has significantly accelerated after the Indo-US Higher Education Summit and the Higher Education Dialogue held in October 2011 and June 2012, respectively, in Washington, D.C. The synergy that we are working towards is best reflected in Secretary Kerry's words from the other day when he had said, "Ek aur ek 11 hote hain." Allow me to share with you our vision to transform our educational institutions into hubs of knowledge creation and promoters of innovation, as to also be able to provide opportunities to our youth for their skill development and employment. During the 12th five-year plan, which is between 2012 and 2017, we intend to achieve an additional enrollment capacity of 10 million students in higher education, including 1 million in open and distance learning, so as to raise the country's gross enrollment ratio in higher education from the present 18% to 25.2% in 2017 and to reach the target of 30% by 2020. The skill development and vocational education should be, in my view, an integral part of our education system, and the inclusive role of business and industry in this effort would be of great relevance. Our late Prime Minister, Rajiv Gandhi, envisioned leading India into the 21st century, and he believed in leveraging on the transformational power of technology. Given our demographic makeup and the large population, technology-enabled education, including emerging technologies like MOOCs, offer us a great opportunity to reach out to and empower large numbers. To give you a glimpse of the challenges before us, which we had just discussed, we have more than 230 million in our 1.41 million schools, and every year we have almost 17 million students transiting from grade 8 to grade 9 who must be provided adequate opportunities of a productive secondary school education and skills in order to realize India's true demographic dividend. Our Prime Minister has set a target of skilling 500 million youth by the year 2022. In all these endeavors, technology can play a very enabling role. We have made a beginning with our National Knowledge Network and the National Mission on Education through ICT, which is a $1 billion project. More than 400 of our universities and 18,000 of our colleges are now connected. There is an imminent need to further leverage on ICT for more effective dissemination of knowledge and learning. It is in this context of knowledge creation, skill development, and the use of technology that the India-US cooperation in higher education signals a win-win opportunity for both sides by matching mutual strengths and concerns and creating avenues for progress. I would like to flag some of the issues that I would like to be taken up for widening our cooperation for an outcome-based approach. A roadmap for collaboration covering specific areas, that is promoting institution-to-institution linkages, deepening cooperation in research and development, encouraging faculty exchanges and development of junior faculty and teachers, promoting a two-way student exchange, leveraging the US experience and resources for skill creation and upgradation in India, and collaborating in open online education such as MOOCs. A strategy for greater collaboration for research and grand challenge areas to tackle developmental challenges so as to find practical and cost-effective solutions for various problems facing not only by our two countries, but also by other parts of the globe. To help transform our educational institutions into engines of economic growth through strengthening innovation and entrepreneurship. As you are aware, our government has declared this decade to be a decade of innovation, and I'm glad that Mr. Sam Pitroda, who is the advisor to the Prime Minister on Innovation, he is here, who may like to carry this forward during the working sessions. As I had said earlier, I visualize skill development to be an integral part of our education system. Based on the US experience of community colleges, we have embarked to develop community colleges across the length and breadth of the country. I appreciate the enthusiastic participation of a very strong US team led by Undersecretary Tara Sonnenschein in an international seminar on community colleges earlier this year, which helped crystallize our strategy for institutionalizing the community colleges in India. We would like to depute teams of experts to community colleges in the US and also would like the institutional level cooperation for capacity development support. In my view, the industry-academia engagements would play a key role to take forward the initiatives in research, technology development, and skill building. Our industry partner organizations like FICCI, CII, ASSOCHAM, USIBC, and industries have been participating since the first summit in 2011, and we would like to scale up these engagements at a faster pace where the US experience would be very helpful to us. With this long list on the menu, I am sure that both sides would have very fruitful deliberations later during the day in the working sessions for magnification of these areas and other possible avenues of collaboration. I am glad to note that the decisions which were taken in the previous dialogues have all been carried forward and have fructified into concrete results in the form of the Obama Singh Knowledge Initiative, the Raman Fellowships, cooperation in community colleges, MOOCs, cyber systems, and the Connect India program, to name a few. Sir, before I conclude, let me congratulate the signatories of the different memorandums of understandings and once again take the opportunity to express my deep appreciation and thanks to His Excellency Secretary John Kerry and his team for making it convenient to travel to India and to participate in today's dialogue, which I am sure will be yet another significant milestone in the higher education collaboration between the two countries. I would, before I invite His Excellency John Kerry to deliver his address, I would like to thank you all for being here. Thank you and Jai Hind.